Few nuggets for behind the scenes, what I'm working on right now. And today I'd like to share a little of the history, getting history right, and why. And our podcast that came out this week is all on the power of why and your story and not being afraid to use your story. And I've shared before that I've been working on a companion product. That's mostly what I've been putting out now. I've created so many things in my life here that it'll keep me busy for the next 20 years. But I'm creating companion products to be able to enhance some of those products. So this is a brief historical course to go along with the musical that I wrote called Tsarina, Nicholas and Alexandra of Imperialistic Russia. And getting the history right has been a little bit of a challenge this week, reviewing some of the World War I historical facts, and to be able to put synopsize some of those facts. And I'm actually going to read you a little excerpt of this, because now I'm getting ready to start recording this course. And to put this down in one paragraph was a challenge. And this is kind of the background of why that war started and why I felt it was so important, because in the musical, you have to feel what conflict was there. It was definitely a conflict, as they were feeling like they were going to war. And this is how it started. Russia sought political and religious influence in Serbia. When the Australian heir, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated by a Serbian, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Then Russia mobilized to protect Serbia and also to maintain their status as a great power, to gain influence in the Balkans and to deter Austria, Hungary, and Germany. This led Germany to declare war on Russia, ultimately expanding the conflict throughout the world as other nations entered. Now, putting all that together in one paragraph was a lot of work. But it also reminded me that they weren't prepared for a world war. They were at war with each other. Germany was much more prepared for war than Russia was. Very similar to where Russia is today, with not being totally prepared with the armament and with having their people. They had a lot of people. But history repeats itself, and it was very interesting going back to some of those facts and the story and why that was important, because that conflict that I've created in that musical, it's real. It's what those people were feeling at the same time, with the conflict between the autocracy and the representative government. So anyway, this all goes back, little history lesson today. But, I never studied history a lot growing up. But having written about it, I've had to go back and review and restudy through these aspects, which is very interesting because it repeats itself, as we find in today's world. And I felt like it was important for me to put out some of these companion products, especially for Tsarina, because of what's happening in the world today. And again, it goes back to the value of your story and the power of the why, the power of why you were doing what you were doing to begin with. And it was back to the roots of finding out the why of this war, of World War I, that was very interesting. It's a mess. It was a mess to go through to figure out, how to put that all together in that one little paragraph. And sometimes for your business, for your life, you have to be able to capsulize all of this at the same time in one paragraph. How do you do that? It's very difficult. So I hope that's encouraging for you today. It was a little drier here with some of the history lesson, but might inspire you to go back and do a little research of your life and to discover why you were doing some of what you were doing, to really develop a stronger purpose for where you are at mid-career or at the halftime of life. Thanks for joining me, and I'll look forward to being with you. Make sure you connect with me on my newsletter. It comes out every week. It's also now on LinkedIn, starting a LinkedIn actual newsletter. I've got a lot of articles up there as well. So make sure you connect with me there and all my social media, Deborah Johnson Speaker, Goals for Your Life. I've got a bunch of free information coming out as well, and downloads. So make sure you check all of it out. Thanks so much, and I look forward to being with you then next time. Bye-bye.